Big Tractor Power was out in a 1,000-acre western Kentucky winter wheat field, seeing the harvest take place when a large thunderstorm rolled in with high winds and blinding rain. And I was able to capture a lot of the action as all the big machines scrambled to get their grain unloaded and parked and the people out of the field before it became a complete muddy mess. This farm operates a fleet of combines for their own use in operation and harvesting winter wheat, corn, and soybeans throughout the year. The farm has 8 John Deere S690 Class 9 machines with 45-foot McDon draper heads that we'll see working in this video. And on this day, they were also demonstrating a Claas Lexion 760 TerraTrack combine on tracks. It also had a 45-foot McDon head, definitely well suited to tackle the challenges of the rainstorm and the muddy conditions it had to undergo to get out of the field once the storm rolled in. We'll also see a variety of big four-wheel drive tractors pulling 4 Kinsey 1100 grain carts on tracks. This farm also double crop soybeans on all of their acres and uses four-wheel drive tractors on triple tires pulling 60-foot Horse Anderson air drills to put beans in the straw right behind the combine. So there will be a lot of action to see in this video. We're going to start out with just the typical day of the combines rolling down the road and pulling into this 1,000-acre section of wheat and getting hooked up and heading out in the field. You'll see them going back and forth in the sun, and then the storm's going to roll in and change all the dynamics of the harvest. So I hope that you'll enjoy seeing it. The video takes about 20 minutes. It's hard to choose which clips to share and what to edit out, so I hope that you'll stay with us and watch all the action from Big Tractor Power YouTube. See here they're opening up the bins. Once the combines have moved into the 1,000-acre field and hooked up their 45-foot McDon headers, they head out across the field in groups of 2, 3, or 4, harvesting different sections of the field. It would be exciting to see all 9 machines coming across in one big row going back and forth, but the field has a lot of obstructions with waterways, sinkholes, and it's much easier just to break up in groups and harvest off a section and then move on to the next one. They also have the air seeders out here planting those soybeans, and it also makes it more efficient for a seeder to pick a section behind the combines and drill those beans right into the ground. There are 8 John Deere S690 combines in this operation. They are Class 9. They are powered by a John Deere 6-cylinder 13.5 liter engine rated at 543 horsepower. Gives the combine lots of power to harvest this wheat that usually averages around 85 to 90 bushels per acre. The combine has a 400 bushel grain bin, and the 28.5 foot long unloading auger that we see here pours out the grain at 3.8 bushels per second into this Kinze 1100 grain cart. There are 4 Kinze 1100 grain carts keeping all these combines going. They're equipped with tracks to help reduce compaction in the field, and they're pulled by 4 John Deere 9420R four-wheel drive tractors that are rated at 420 horsepower. So I hope that you'll enjoy seeing some of these big Class 9 combines going back and forth across the field. We'll also see that demonstration Claas Lexion 760 TT combine harvesting out in the field. That's a 360 bushel combine, and it can also harvest a lot of grain. So enjoy seeing the machinery, and then we'll talk a little bit about the double crop soybeans and see those big tractors putting them in the ground behind the combines before the storm rolls in and changes the day. Here we can see the Horst Anderson air drill rolling along, planting that second crop of soybeans, no-tilling it into the ground right behind the combines. In fact, the 3 Horst Anderson air drills used in this operation are usually chasing the combines right out of the field to get the crop into the ground in a timely manner to catch as much moisture as possible to get the crop out of the ground. The farm uses a John Deere 9620R four-wheel drive on triple tires to pull these drills, and the reason they use this large tractor is because it takes a lot of power to pull this drill in summer planting conditions. This is no-till. The ground's pretty hard. It's not like the spring where there's been a lot of rain, or in the fall where there's been some moisture to loosen up the ground. This is hard summer soil that's been through some drought period and drying. And also, the combines have just cut the straw. It's pretty green out in the field, and it's heavy, and this drill has 60 feet to pull through. It's a hoe-style drill using shanks to inject the soybeans into the ground. It's not a disc-style drill. It's really digging into the ground. So it takes a lot of power to pull through that green, heavy straw in the hard ground to get that second crop of beans into the ground in western Kentucky. As the air drill rolls along planting the soybeans and the combines continue to harvest the wheat off in the distance, we can see the sky is changing from that bright blue sunny day to a very menacing looking horizon with dark clouds, high winds, and heavy rain. In this next segment, you'll see the Claas Lexion 760 TT combine continue to harvest through some very high winds as the storm blows into the 1,000-acre field. And then we'll climb up in the cab of one of the John Deere S690s to hear the weather radio and the different farm workers talking back and forth as the rain begins to pour down.
Just heard from the National Weather Service. This line continues to push on to the southeast of Montgomery County. Even though pretty much all of Montgomery County is dry at the moment, the line of severe weather, these severe storms have not increased in intensity as they move through western Kentucky, now moving into the northern part of Middle Tennessee. So Stewart County still got the severe thunderstorm warning. Now Montgomery County, the severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for you. Hopkinsville experienced the heaviest rain once again. It's still got about 100 all the way from the 24 Vinnie Rao Junction all the way to whatever you only do. But as this line gets closer to the Vinnie Rao over the next few minutes, it would be a good idea to just go ahead and possibly find a place where you can exit and just wait out the storm, because this is some heavy rain, and because of that we do have a flood warning that is in effect. So this is really putting down some heavy rain and not a whole lot of time.
Well, I don't think I'd rather be an I-2. Think about it, I heard you talking Hopkins County, northern Vinnie Rao Parkway, whether you're heading northbound or southbound, even if you're going around Compton, you're going to see some heavier rain. And Vinnie Rao Parkway is getting ready to be inundated. The stretch that runs through Christian County, as Fletch said. So if you plan down travel, you save yourself some heartache, because I would think this is the kind of rain Fletch might pull over.
Yeah, this is going to be heavier rain than what your windshield wipers on high will be able to do. Some of the cells that are moving through. Because of just the heavy rain that fell in a very, very short time period, we are dealing with flash flood warnings for parts of Marshall County, Graves County, all of Cowley County has got.
In just a matter of minutes, this field went from a beautiful sunny day with perfect harvest conditions to a deluge of rain causing a muddy mess out in the field as all the big machines scramble to get back to the center point of the field to unload their grain, to get the grain carts unloaded into the trucks and the tarps on to keep the water off the winter wheat. It is exciting to see all this big machinery come together, and hopefully you can see it from the combine cab and from my truck window as I come up the laneway, just seeing all these combines and four-wheel drive tractors and carts come in and get unloaded and get tied down for the night. We'll take a look at the end of this video of all the big machinery parked in one spot. You know, again, this is a 1,000-acre field and the equipment spreads out very quickly. It's often hard to capture the size and scope of this operation, but at the end of the video we'll see every piece of machinery lined up and parked until the ground dries out and they can get back to the harvest. As quickly as the storm blew into the field, it moved on its way, going from a heavy downpour to just a light sprinkle, and we'll be able to see all the machinery that was working out in this 1,000 acres come together and take a tour of it as it parks, and we follow the last semi-truck out of the field. I have sped up the tour of all the machinery because it took 11 minutes for me to walk around all the combines, grain carts, and air drills parked here. Here is that Claas Lexion 760 TT that is out in the field on demonstration with the 45-foot McDon head, and then we can see all 8 of the John Deere S690s with the big McDon 45-foot drapers. Again, these are Class 9 machines. They can cover a lot of ground and a lot of acres in a day. Here is combine number 4. Of course, they didn't line them up 1 through 8, so we'll just walk around and see each model number as they lined them up. Here's number 7, and we'll walk around and see the next model here. You can see the big air drill back there. There's S690 number 3, and we'll walk around again and see number 8 of 8, and we'll flip around here and see the next machine parked in the line, and that is number 6. It's always exciting to see all this big equipment and share it with you on YouTube. Here are all 4 John Deere 9420Rs with the Kinze 1100 grain carts on tracks. Again, you rarely see all the carts. Some are unloading, some are being filled, and they're spread out in the field. Here we are on the edge of the wheat with combine number 1, and they are all lined up, and we'll walk around because there are 2 more parked out here in the back. So we'll just walk over here and see which 2 combines were off to the side. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this harvest video and seeing a little bit different action with the storm ending the harvest earlier in the day than expected. There's combine number 2, and the last S690 is combine number 5. We'll see that wheat got a little bit blown down from the heavy winds, but those McDon draper heads do a great job in picking it up, and they won't really have any loss from this storm. We'll see one of the Horst Anderson drills parked over here. And as always, thank you for watching Big Tractor Power YouTube. If you'd like to see more videos, consider subscribing to Big Tractor Power YouTube, where there are over 1,000 videos of farm equipment in action. As always, thank you for watching.